Good evening. Welcome to Real Talk Line with wArnette. D Love. I am so happy to be able to talk to you on this 4th of July weekend. So for some of you, happy Independence Day weekend to you all. Listen, I know that I'm coming to you late, but you know every month I do a late show. And just so happened that just like you out there celebrating, I'm doing my thing too. So tonight is the late show. And I want to talk about getting out of the boat. I know that sometimes when we decide to do something differently, it just seems so strange to us, and we want to give up right in the middle or in the beginning of this strange thing that we're doing. We want to stop and go back to what we're comfortable with. But sometimes, in order to get where we're supposed to be or where we're trying to be, we have to be uncomfortable. And uncomfortable means that you may not be able to continue to work for the same organization that you're working for. Uncomfortable mean you may need to change your circle of friends. Uncomfortable can mean anything, and sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to get recomfortable. Sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to get where we're supposed to be. So let's take, for instance, we want to have our own business. Sometimes we have to be uncomfortable stepping out of the boat. When you step out of the boat and you feel like you're drowning, that means you should be treading just a little bit harder when you're out of the boat, meaning that you want to work your own business as if you cannot breathe. You want to work your own business as if you're trying to get above the water. You cannot stop. You can't stay home. You got to get grinding every day in order to make sure that a dollar is coming into your accounts, into your pocket. So sometimes we have to be uncomfortable to get comfortable. I cannot allow this day to go by without telling somebody, because somebody needs to hear this besides myself, that we cannot stop. We have to continue to push for what we're striving for. We can't just say I'm done, it's not working. Sometimes it's going to take years, but as long as you're making the ends meet, you cannot stop striving for your destination, for your goal. So if you're that person that started your own business and things don't seem like it's working out for you, and things feel like it seems that it's going slowly, or you seem confused, let me tell you this: sit down, reevaluate your plan, figure out how you need to market yourself, make sure you're ready to market, and then go for it and then dive in. And then you may have to re-event yourself again. You may have to sit down and plan numerous of times, but the objective is not to quit. The objective is to keep treading in that water, because you feel like you're drowning, but you have just stepped out of the boat into different territory. You have nothing under your feet. You have seem to have no foundation. So you're going to have to tread and tread and tread until you're able to get to the point where you can make money in your sleep. You're going to have to keep pushing. And I know that it's so easy to say, but I can tell you right now, guys, I am doing it myself. I am treading water. I am making ends meet. I'm taking orders, small orders, just to make ends meet, because I'm not ready for the large orders. So what happens is, don't take more on than what you're able to do, because that's going to mess your business up. If you know you can't accomplish certain things, do not take it on. Start small if you have to, and then work your way on up. If you don't have people that's going to help you, or you don't have employees, you're doing everything yourself, it's best to do small things and then work yourself up. And that's what I do. I take small orders in my business, and then I work myself up. I'm not doing, like, I just added t-shirts to my clothing business. I'm not doing more than 10 to 15 t-shirts per order. That's it. Nothing more, because I can't guarantee that I'm going to get them back to the person in a timely manner. So guess what? I'm going to do small orders that I know I can do quality work, and I'm going to get them back to them, and then eventually I'll hire somebody and I'll build up my progress. Listen, But during the whole time, I'm praying. I'm thinking of new ways to get people in. I'm kind of like trying to be competitive with my prices because I am new, and I'm just reinventing the wheel as I go so that I can get to where I want to get. Have there been times that I decided that I want to go back and work for somebody else? Absolutely, but I can't because I stepped out of the boat, and when I stepped out of the boat, that means I stepped out on faith, and I have to believe that stepping out on faith is going to work for me. Because if I go back to working for somebody else, where is my faith? What is that saying about the faith that I have? If you don't know me, and I know I'm kind of new to TikTok doing this, I am a Christian. I believe in God. And so when I step out on faith, I have to believe that it's going to work. And I do believe that, but I can't tell you that I don't sometimes be like, maybe I need to go get me a part-time job to make sure that I have money coming in other than what I've already have on, coming in my accounts, And so, but then something says, but what about your faith? You needed this time to apply to your own business. So now you got to get out there and you have to work your business. You can't sit in the house all day and talking about, I'm about to go into the office. You have to get out there and work your business, because if you don't work your business, who else is going to work your business? And how are you going to make your ends meet? How are you going to make your funds if you don't get out there and work your own business? You have to work as if you can't breathe. When you feel like you're drowning, you have to tread that water harder. When you step out of that boat, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a piece of cake. I'm telling you, it's going to feel like you have made the worst mistake of your life. But you have to keep pushing and knowing that you will be rewarded in the end. It will be rewarded. You have to claim it. You have to speak into existence. You have to say, hey, I know that one day I will be able to make money in my sleep. I know that one day it's going to catch on and people are going to want to buy my products. We have to speak it into existence. I know that one day that everybody will be saying call him or call her or call this person, and they will be putting you up for recommendations when somebody say, do you know, FYI, I need some help. They will call on you. Speak that thing into existence and don't give up. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. You have to work for you as if you cannot breathe, and you cannot entertain the act of stopping. You cannot allow anybody to discourage you to where you just say, I can't do it anymore, because the objective is to get it done. The objective is to work for yourself. The objective is to not have to answer to anybody but you. And the more you go back to working for somebody else, you're just going to feel like you have not accomplished everything in life. People will try to tell you that this is something that cannot be done. That's because they have they're dream snatchers, okay? They're dream snatchers, they're hope snatchers, they're what we now call haters. They don't want to see anybody get ahead of them, and they're not doing anything. They have no get up and go about themselves. So all they can do is try to keep you at their level, because they know that they cannot rise to your level. So we have to sit there and ignore the negativity, ignore the non-factors. It does not matter what people say, whether they say you can't do it or not. You should know in your heart and in your mind that it is doable and you can do it. So go get it done. Don't think about or don't entertain stopping doing what you need to do for yourself. That just like getting educated. If you want to get educated, you want to get a higher certificate or degree, you go do it. Find a way to do it. If they say money is an issue, find an option. If you have to take one class at a time and work to pay for that class, I'm telling you, you can do it, and there are ways to get it done. So don't let anybody discourage you and tell you that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. Let me tell you something. There's some D students walking around here with millions. There are some students that haven't even finished grade school walking around here with millions. It's not all about that paper. Okay, it's about how you do things, what you know, who you know, how you connect, how you network sometimes. So don't let people tell you that you're not intelligent enough to make bread. You can make those coins. You can make your businesses work. You just got to be persistent. Let me tell you, even when you think you're not doing enough, as long as you're doing something, you're doing enough to go to the next step. A lot of people are going to want to talk about your business is not progressing. You're not making money. I'm telling you, I done heard it all. And you know what I said? Don't worry about it, because it's growing. It's going to happen. And next thing you know, your name is picking up in the community. People calling you on the phone say, hey, you doing good things. I've heard about what you got going on. That's what's happening to me. And I still haven't gotten to where I want to be or need to be. But I'm telling you, if you don't stop, if you continue to be persistent, if you continue to move and drive for what you know that you want and what you desire, it will happen for you. And don't let anybody pull you down and tell you that it won't happen and you can't do it. I'm telling you, there are so many people who just thrive off for knocking you off of your box, knocking you off your game, and you can't allow them to do that. So what you have to do is work yours as if you cannot breathe. You get up in the morning as if you cannot breathe, and you continue to work, market, train to make sure that what you have started, you can complete. And it ends up working for you. Look at some of these people we watched on social media where they came from little skits and now they're on TV. Come on. If it can happen for them, it can happen for you. If that's what you want to do. But regardless of what your goal is or where your aim is, regardless of all of that, as long as you don't give up, you can go on and on and on. Just don't give up. What are you, an artist? You're a rapper. You're a singer. Don't give up. When I used to sing, I used to compete a lot, especially when I was in Hawaii. I would go around and as a young adult, well, I should say a teenager, my mom used to tell me all the time, I don't care where you at, sing. If you go into the bathroom, be in the bathroom singing. And I didn't do it. I'm going to tell y'all, I didn't do it. But it was a good idea because you never know. I used to be in the airport a lot because I was in the military. Who knows? If I had been in the airport in the bathroom singing, I might have met somebody who might wanted to sign me, you know. So you don't know. Do not be afraid to show your gift. Do not be afraid to say, hey, this is what I do. This is what I want to do. This is where I need to go. And this is what I need to get it. And you have your plan with you. Start off by writing everything down that you want to do and how you want to do it. And then sometimes you might have to tweak your way of doing things. But other than that, you just can't stop. If you stop, you will have nothing. At least if you keep going, you will have a little of something. It may not come all fast like you think it might come, but that's okay. Just don't stop. Because let me tell you, if you do a fashion show, if you do a talent show, if you produce one show and bring people in to sing and perform, you are some type of producer. You are some type of business person, entertainment person. And nothing says you have to be successful right off, but you are what you are. You do put on fashion shows. You have conducted fashion shows. Come on now, listen to what I'm saying. As long as you're doing it, that is what you do. If you have a business, you have a business. Your business may not be successful as of yet, but you have a business. So now you have to get out of that business what you put in that business. And the first thing you got to put in is your time, your work, sometimes your money, most of the time, unless you can get donations. But the objective is not to give up. Nobody can take away what you do. I'm an author. I only put out one book, but guess what? I am an author. I will always be a published author. And there's nothing nobody can do for me. Whether I sold one book or 101 books, I'm still an author. Do y'all get it? Whatever you are, you might be a designer. You may only design your clothes only, but you are still a designer. And all you have to do is just continuously build off of whatever it is that you do. That's what you have to do. Never giving up, never stopping, never let anybody deter you from what it is that you know that you was put on this earth to do. When you step out of that boat, that feeling of drowning, the feeling of I can't go on, the feeling of I think I made a mistake, the feeling of I need to get my job back, the feeling of maybe I'll get a part-time job, the feeling of I don't know if I can do this. All of that is the feeling of drowning from your decision of stepping out of the boat, and that should drive you to tread harder in that water to keep your head above the water. Okay? Meaning you need to work even harder when you start feeling like that. You need to get your grind on and not stop until you're in a safe place. I don't know who this is for, but somebody needs to know that you can't give up. You already put your foot in the water now. You cannot give up. You can't stop. No matter what it is, you cannot stop, because you will never be happy in life if you do not go the course. And you will never find out just how good you can be at what you desire if you do not go the course. So I want to encourage you to not stop with your business, not stop with your hobbies, not stop it, whether it be singing, whether it be selling something, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I'm telling you, do not stop, because you can do anything that the next person has done, that the one before you has done. You can do anything, because nobody's better than anybody. It's persistence. Sometimes it's who you know. Get out there and network. If you know certain people does certain things, get out there and network with that individual. If you can get to them. If not, find somebody that know them. Find somebody that can put you there. I have people telling me all the time, with my show, I know this person that does this, and they can get you on TV, they can get you on this and this. But see, a lot of times people want you to do something for them. They want something from you. So before they connect you with that individual, they want something from you. I'm like this, what God has for me is for me. I don't have to be connected through you, because he'll find someone else to connect me straight to where I need to be. I don't have the time to help you work your business. Okay, meaning I can't do your leg work for your business, because I'm too busy doing leg work for my business. And that's why I refuse to go out here and get a job as a side hustle in order to get my own hustle on. Because I don't have time to do the leg work for somebody else, because I'm too busy doing the leg work for me. I'm too busy treading my own water to be able to tread somebody else's water on their job. I'm too busy trying to make my own coins to be out here trying to make coins for somebody else on their job. So I'm going to put that same energy in making my coins for myself under my own licensed business. and I'm going to see how long I can survive doing that. And then if I feel like I'm falling deeper inside into the water, I'm going to tread harder, and I'm going to change my direction or change my strokes so that I can get above water, so I can get where I need to get. I might need to switch it up. I might need to partner with somebody on certain things or certain events, maybe. Whatever it is, I might need to throw an event myself so that I can make some money to have under my fingertips until I can get what I got going to work for me. It's always some kind of way. I might need to fix my social media where my pages will have me getting paid from the content. I might need to figure out how to do that. I mean, look at how many people is doing that, people making $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 plus a month on social media. I didn't even realize that until last week, that's how much some people bring it home. Why would you go to work? That's their work. Sit there and make content daily. And if that's what you're good at, why not maximize doing that? That way you can bring money in your sleep. That way you can work at your own pace. That way you will have free time to be with your children, free time to take care of the things that you need to take care of, whether it be kids, family, parents, or whatever. Tap into your gift. Tap, and preferably tap into something that makes you comfortable. Tap into something that you're loving to do so it won't feel like a job. I talk all the time. I love going out to people's programs, to seminars, and speaking and talking about loving yourself. That's what I love to do because I understand that everybody's not going to be skin. Everybody is not going to be overweight. But as long as you love yourself and love the skin that you're in, you can be happy as long as you're healthy. And see, I've been both a size 6 and then not a size 6, okay? So I understand how I feel, whether I'm smaller or whether I'm larger. And it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing. It's how I feel about myself. And this is what I do. I go out and I teach people how to love themselves. And then if it's something that you want to change, you change it because you want to. Or if it's something health-wise, you change it because it's necessary. But you don't change anything about yourself because of somebody else, because of their preference. Because a lot of times, their preference has nothing to do with you. And it has everything to do with their lack of self-confidence. That's what it has something to do with. So why would I go and change myself that I'm comfortable with, that I'm happy with, because this person over here doesn't have any self-confidence? This person over here don't love themselves. But they want to put it on me that I shouldn't love myself because I'm not a size 5. You can't do that to me. I love me. I've been loving me my whole life, and I want to teach others how to love themselves. Because if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love someone else? You can't love me if you don't love you. It's impossible. It's impossible. And I know you're saying, what is she talking about? But you have to love you in order to love someone else properly. You can't love me. But I want to teach you how to love yourself, and then you can love someone else. You'll know how to show them that love. You will know how to uplift them. You'll know how to teach people how to self-validate. You will learn all of that stuff through my classes, through my appearances, at your events. This is what I do. I enjoy doing it. Plus, I got 2 other businesses on as well. And that's what I'm saying. When you step out of that boat, you step out of the boat doing something that you enjoy doing. That way, when you go to work, it doesn't feel like you're going to work, okay? It doesn't feel like you're going to work. It feels like you're going to do something that you enjoy doing. I'll be back in a few hours. I'm going to have me some fun. When I go on the radio, it's not work for me. It's not work for me. I go on the radio and I talk just like I'm talking now. I talk about life. I talk about living positively, and I talk about loving yourself. And that's not work for me when I'm talking about those things. This is something that I live by, something that I enjoy teaching and speaking about. That's what I do. When I do my podcast, I do the same. Sometimes I get a little raunchy because I get real on my podcast. But I talk about stuff that I have been through. I'm transparent. I am not ashamed of anything I did. If you read my book, which is called But You're a Minister, you would know that I'm just as real as anybody could be, baby. I was out here manipulating, scheming, trying to get my hustle on and everything. I had the mindset of a man, and you weren't going to tie me down, honey. Let me tell you. And then I became a minister. And people see me, they be like, what? You what? You can't take me back, and you can't shame me for nothing I've done. You can't shame me for nothing I've done. I've told my story. And when you tell your own story, there is nothing anybody can hold over your head when you tell your own story. Let me just put that in your little sack there. Tell your own story. Testify for what you've done. Don't let nobody testify for you. Okay? Don't let nobody try to hold your head and say, I remember when. No, you ain't got to remember when. I'm going to tell you about when. Okay? So you got so much. There's so much that we have that we can make, do and be financially stable with. We can tell our stories. We can write books. We can do movies. We can get up here and do clips on social media, and some of us will be blessed enough to be able to make money from that. Or we can start our businesses, whatever it is we want to do. We can go out here and help the youth and start nonprofits. There is so much that we can do. We can be advocates. We can, do a lot of different things. We can run for office if you know that you have a purpose in life, that there's something that you are adamant about. You go run for election and get people to believe in what you believe in so they'll support you. And you don't give up and you never drop out. If they don't want you, let them vote you down. Let them vote you. Oh, I ran before too. Y'all don't believe me? Let me show you something. I ain't here to play with you, baby. I done ran twice. Okay? I done ran twice. And you're still gonna have those people that are going to allow folks to convince them to vote for their friends. And it doesn't matter as long as you know that you're real, as long as you know your purpose. It doesn't matter. Don't stop. If they don't want you, let them vote against you. It's fine. I lost by 1,200 points the last time, 1,200 votes, but it's all good because now I done moved to something else, and it is what it is. And when you go from there, you just pray. You just pray that everything's going to be all right. In my case, with our children, I ran for school board and pray for, and I just keep doing it. I keep tapping into politics. I interview the candidates. I just different things to make sure that I'm still able to be a part of the healing process in our community. That's what matters to me. See, I'm enjoying life. I don't know how much more I have left, and I'm not going to waste it. And that's what I recommend to you. You don't know how much more life you have here on this earth. Don't waste it. Don't keep putting off what you want to do, talking about, I am not ready yet. You're not going to ever feel ready. I didn't feel ready going on the radio. I didn't feel ready going to doing social media. I never really felt ready. I did feel ready retiring, but retiring was the best thing for me. Gave me the opportunity to do my own thing. And so, listen, you may never feel ready. That's why you got to jump out the boat. You got to get out of the boat. You got to step out on faith. And then when you feel like you're drowning, you're going to have to tread harder, baby. You're going to have to keep it going. You're going to have to keep pushing. And when you feel like it's just not working for you, you're going to have to keep working harder. And you're going to have to figure out a way to change the dynamics of what you feeling that's not working. You're going to have to press hard. You're going to have to work harder, and you're going to have to be victorious in your thinking first. and then you will be victorious in your business and in your movement, in your education, in your trades, in your teachings. You're going to be victorious. You're going to have people looking up to you. You're going to have people running up to you saying, hey, I saw this and I remember when you did this. I'm telling you something that I've been through. I've been out on the street right here by my office, down the street 2, 3, 4 blocks, and someone stopped me on the street and was like, hey, I saw your show. This had to be like, I would say before COVID, and they were like, I saw your show, and I love the way you handle this, and I love the way you treat people, and I love this and that. I didn't know that girl from one person or another, but it felt good that somebody recognized me. I've been at the stoplight, people blowing their horn and stuff, talking about it's Miss G over there. Miss G is my mother. She's my co-host on the radio, and they was like, is Miss G in there with you? And I'm like, well, that must have been from the radio because they calling you Miss G, but they recognized me from the radio in my personal vehicle. See, you can't beat that. That is what happens when you're persistent. You don't have to be making all this money to reach people, okay? And then eventually they'll trust you enough to support you. And that's what I want to relay. And I don't know who it's for, like I said before, but somebody needs to hear this. Don't give up. Don't give up at work. If you're working somewhere and it's something that you are going for after, a position that you want, a raise that you feel you need, do not give up. Never stop. Let them tell you that it's not your time, because I believe that rejection is God's protection. Sometimes it's not for you at that particular time. Sometimes it's never for you, and something better is coming. So never give up, and don't get disappointed because you don't get what you think you should get. Sometimes we're not ready, and in our hearts, in our minds, a lot of times we know we're not ready. A lot of times I wanted things and I knew I was not ready for. And listen, you can't be disappointed. You gotta you gotta regroup, baby. You gotta regroup, shake the dust from your feet. Shake the dust from your feet and say, this is not for me. And if you believe that what is for you is for you, you must believe that what's not for you is not for you. And you must believe that if he, and I say he being God, if he is the God that will allow things to happen for you, he is a God that will block things from happening to you that you don't need. Look, I've been blessed beyond repair. I do not have everything I want. I don't have money coming in like I wanted to, but I have truly been blessed to reach people all over the world. I have been blessed to reach thousands of people. I say thousands. I don't really know how many. I know it's been at least 1,000, but thousands of people just with the small things that I do. And I am really and truly believing that God is going to expand my territory. I know now I'm in Africa. I know that. I know that I'm in California. I know that, so I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. And eventually I know I'm going to be in different places. So you just have to have that motivation for yourself, that encouragement for yourself, self-encouragement, self-validation, self-motivation. That's what you must have, okay? So never give up, never stop. When you step out of that boat and you feel like you're drowning, let that push you to tread that water even harder. Keep working as if you cannot breathe. And I'm telling you, you will succeed. We will succeed. And I'm going to see you very soon when you're succeeding. And when I want you to say, listen, Miss Love, I heard you. I heard you, and you pushed me, and I kept going. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. Listen, God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. Then you can go on and love yourself and love someone else as well. God loves you. I love you. Love yourself. Then you can properly love someone else. Until we shall meet again, may you be tremendously blessed. You take care of yourself.